Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025.
Leave a like and subscribe, or else Batman will find you. Hey, I don't know how he'll do it, but he's the world's greatest detective. He's literally him. He's literally Batman.
I'm Batman. I'm awesome. I got a 9-pack.
What's going on, guys? My name is Eric, and last year James Gunn announced his new DC universe with the start of the first movie, which is James Gunn's Superman Legacy, which is dropping in July of 2025. But what is new about this, alright? What's going to be the plot of this movie? How is this Superman going to differ from the others that we've already seen? And overall, how is this going to change the superhero movie genre as we know it? Don't worry, I'll answer all of these questions in this video today. I'm also going to be giving you guys some insight on how exactly James Gunn's superhero movie can succeed. So yeah, I'm going to be doing all of that in this video today. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, because I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be dropping a hell of a lot more of these leading up into Superman Legacy. So I hope you all enjoy the videos, man. And without further ado, let's hop right on into Superman. Wait, not like that though. Okay, I did want to record this little bit for you guys. I know my mic sounds terrible, guys. Yes, I know.
That shit's ass, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm ordering a new mic, an actual mic that I can like talk out of, like the stand mics. So yeah, this is just gonna have to do for now. Again, I'm sorry if my audio sounds kind of bad. I do voiceovers on the editing software, and for some reason that sounds better than me recording on this camera. I don't know why, but again, I'll be ordering a new mic, and enjoy the video, guys. So what exactly can we expect from this new Superman movie from James Gunn? Well, in my experience, I'm not the biggest comic book guy, really. Of course, I read some here and there, but mainly how I grew up on these characters, especially Superman, is from the animated series. And James Gunn said he is inspired by that to write the scripts for all these upcoming DC projects, the animated shows and movies. So, what I think he'll be doing is that he'll be using some elements from the Superman animated series, which I highly recommend before watching Superman Legacy. But, however, his stories in like that series had different episodes dedicated to like a specific conflict or storyline. Sometimes like stories, obviously arcs would like carry on for like 1 or 2 episodes, but mainly it was more like a like standalone thing for the time being, and the episodes were mostly standalone. So that's what I think he'll be doing, because he'll be giving us a simple premise. Because I'm not gonna lie, if you've noticed in the past couple of years, superhero movies are more of like stepping stones to where they lead up to some big event. Think of it as right now for the multiverse saga for Marvel. We just had Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It didn't really feel like a solo superhero movie. It felt like setup for Kang the Conqueror, which he'll be showing up in Avengers Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. That movie felt like it was just dedicated to building up the story. Whereas for James Gunn, I think and I hope that he's going to be using this Superman movie to be more of like an introduction into his universe by just giving us a fresh slated Superman movie to where it's just some like Superman, like just him being Superman. So I get the sense that James Gunn is going to go for a more lighthearted, fun-filled Superman movie. Even from the official plot synopsis of what we have to work with right now, it reads, Superman embarks on a journey to reconcile his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as Clark Kent. So obviously we know that Lois Lane is going to be a part of this movie, and she and Clark are essentially like, she is the other half of Clark Kent, basically. That is what that's where his humanity mainly draws from, other than his mom and his dad. Lois Lane. That's like kind of what defines him as a human being named Clark Kent. She is such a big part of Superman's life. She's always there for him as he is for her. And I think that's ultimately what this movie's going to be about. It's obviously going to be about like Superman doing his cool Superman things, but we also got to respect and like fully take in that this is also a man, Clark Kent, that he is like a nerdy guy that works. We're going to see more of that. We're going to see him like, I'm pretty sure not meet Lois Lane for the first time. This is obviously set in like at least a couple of years of him on the job, but we're gonna see like everyday life of him and Lois Lane, just like writing stories, going out on dates, and like stuff like that. And honestly, that's awesome because we view these godlike superhero characters like Superman, Iron Man, like like any of the big boys. We see them as like just superheroes, just that. We don't ever take a minute to be like, these are actual people with like real lives that they live. So I think we'll definitely see more of that in Legacy. We'll see Superman doing his Superman things, and then we'll see every once in a while Clark Kent reporting at the Daily Bugle. Oh boy, yep. Yes, listen, before you go down in the comments, yes, I know. So I said that wrong. Superman works at the Daily Planet, and Spider-Man works at the Daily Beagle. Yes, guys, I know. My fault. I just thought I'd hop in here to. What? Bro, I'm editing. What do you want, bro? Dude, you're embarrassing yourself, bro. Listen, bro, I mixed the two up, bro. I said I was sorry. No, no, it's not good enough, bro. Everyone's gonna think you're an idiot. Listen, bro, I know what I'm talking about, alright? So why don't you just. Okay, apart from us seeing a lot of Clark Kent in this Superman movie along with Lois Lane, we also got hella characters in this Superman movie that I wanted to mention. Getting the main boys out of the way, we got David Cornsmith as Superman. Fantastic casting, by the way. I love that casting. He literally looks like Superman. He, like, I can tell has that Boy Scout, like, pretty face looking, like, quality to him. And honestly, pretty good casting on DC's part. We have Rachel Brosnahan, who is playing Clark's love interest, Lois Lane. Amazing, great casting, looks like her. She can play the part definitely very well. And yeah, that's great for that. Nicholas Hoult is playing Lex Luthor. Now, Lex Luthor is the adversary to Superman most of the time. He is literally the Joker to Superman.
Kryptonite. Red and green. The colors of Christmas.
He is, I assume, is going to be the main villain of the movie, unless they go in a different direction with using a supervillain like Brainiac or something like that. But I don't really see that happening. I think they will save Brainiac for the Justice League movie that James Gunn will do in the future.
You are defeated. Any unique information that dwells within you will be digitized.
I don't necessarily think that he'll use Brainiac in this first movie, but hey, you never know, it's James Gunn. And moving on from that, we have Skylar Gisonio. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but he will be playing Jimmy Olsen. Now, Jimmy Olsen is also a friend of Lois Lane and Clark Kent. He works at the Daily Planet with them. He is a photographer. He knows Clark is Superman. And yeah, he's just a fun comic relief character to be around. I hope that they captured that fun side of Jimmy Olsen in the movie because he is truly one of the like most like core characters to Superman and his like story in the DC universe. Okay, so moving on to the interesting part here, we were told that this movie was going to be like the next solo Superman movie, okay? Henry Cavill had his run with Superman, the Man of Steel. So that was the end of that. Obviously, he did BVS, but that doesn't really count as a solo Superman movie. This was going to be our new rebooted solo Superman movie. But it came as a surprise when the casting this summer happened of other DC superheroes that will also be in this movie alongside Superman. So I have them right here. So Isabella Merced, who I'm sure you guys recognize as being Dora, and she's gonna be Anya Corazon in Madam Web that's coming out this month. But she will be playing the DC hero Hawkgirl, which I'm familiar with the Justice League Unlimited series on HBO. And she's a Themysciran warrior, so she's a warrior from another planet. Her people are warriors. They have like hawk-like wings and helmets. They're pretty much people that are skilled warriors that she came to Earth one day to separate herself from that world to be with the Justice League. She met the Justice League and they took her in. So I'm curious to wonder if the League is already like established in this universe already because this is like a little bit into it. We are launching into a world where there's already super people established, so I wouldn't be surprised about that. But anyways, moving on, we have Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern. Now this isn't Hal Jordan or John Stewart, which I'm sure you guys are like, that's when you think of Green Lantern, that's who comes to mind. No, this is Guy Gardner. Now, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, is such a like interesting character for Green Lantern because he is one of the many of the Green Lantern Corps. Like, mind you, like Green Lantern's not one person. There's a whole corps out there of like different colored lanterns, like Green Lantern Corps is one thing. There's a Yellow Lantern Corps, which is the Sinestro Corps. It's a whole different video that I'll definitely be making for you guys when it comes to DC stuff, so stay tuned on for that. But yeah, he's like pretty much the idiotic version of Green Lantern, okay? He's not totally responsible. He can be sometimes a bit of a jerk, a sarcastic comic relief guy. So yeah, he's gonna be included in this movie. Why? I have no idea. But honestly, I might have a clue as to why all of these people are gonna be in the movie that I'll be launching into in just a minute. Moving on here, we have Maria Gabriela de Faria as the engineer. Now, as far as I'm concerned, guys, I'm not really that knowledgeable of that character. What I do know is that she's a member of the Authority, which is a different superhero team in the DC universe. And next up, we have Irai Kathegi as Michael Holt, aka Mr. Terrific. Now, Mr. Terrific is a really cool character, man. He is not really like a powered superhero per se. He has like smarts. He's a smart guy. He has intellect, and also he has like the ability to like harness really advanced technology, so like he's more of like the tech wizard of like the Justice League, like every time he's been portrayed. So that's cool that they're adding him in. And finally, we have Anthony Kerrigan as Rex Mason, aka Metamorpho. Now, he is one of the coolest heroes in the DC universe because he's essentially like his powers, they involve all of the elements of the world, like water, air, space, fire, air. Wait, did I just say space?
Is your idiot brain getting fucked by stupid?
So why are all these superheroes joining Superman in what is supposed to be his solo movie? Well, I actually do think this has something to do with the plot. So I'm going to be going way back into last year when Peter Safran, the co-chairman of DC Studios, had this to say to the reporters. He said, "This film, it focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He is kindness in a world that thinks kindness is old fashioned." I think he actually gave us a hint to what the plot is by that. So I definitely think there's going to be some major threat going on in Metropolis that all the other superheroes there are present. All of the superheroes see this threat and they are thinking, like, crap, we got to use lethal force, okay? Like, this is a big threat. I don't know what the threat could be. It could be either Lex Luthor, like, making, like, a creation, because he always does that. It could be Brainiac, maybe if they do Brainiac in this movie, that he'll be invading and then the heroes want to, like, kill him or, like, do something like that with in a lethal way. I think that Superman will not see eye to eye with the other heroes, okay? I think Superman is gonna see like this threat, and kindness is gonna be his first resort. Okay, like that's what he stands for. That's what Superman is meant to be. He doesn't always just first think of his powers when there's a threat. He thinks to reason with it, which is what his character is all about. He's gonna try and reason with whatever this threat is because that is what Superman is. He is a beacon of hope. That S doesn't mean Superman. That S on his chest, it means hope. But for Superman Legacy to succeed, like we all want it to, I hope, they have to do some things that I think these are essential for what Superman Legacy needs to do to survive and to have an impact on us and to just succeed at the end of the day. Okay, for starters, this movie truly has to be heartfelt. Okay? It needs to pull at our heartstrings. It needs to inspire us. Like that's what Superman is like all about, like inspiring others and like showing his compassion and kindness to others. That is what this movie needs to do. It needs to capture that. This movie needs to mimic Superman's character, like from the golden age of comics, pretty much. This movie needs to show us a mix of Clark Kent and Superman very well. This needs to like reintroduce Superman to the media because as far as we've known for the past couple of years, we've just been seeing Superman as this unkillable god, and we've just been seeing evil Superman, if you will, in the past couple of years. Like look at Homelander from The Boys.
You stay the fuck back or I'll laser you, goddammit! I'll laser every fucking one of you!
We've also have Injustice Superman. Even Henry Cavill's Superman at one point was like evil in the Zack Snyder Justice League movie, along with like his darker movies. But this movie needs to be new, okay? This movie needs to be like a reinventing of Superman as a character, or not even a reinventing, a reversion, like reverting back into his like golden age happy, like just fun-filled self. That's what we need from this movie. because if it's not and it goes down the darker path, which I don't think it will, we won't want to trust James Gunn with another superhero project again because we would see that he's just copying and pasting from the past couple of years. No, this movie needs to be something different, and it needs to inspire us, which brings me into Superman's character for this movie. Point number two is that this movie needs to nail Superman's character. Now, I know I've been like, for the past couple minutes, I've been keeping on saying how Superman needs to be kind and heartfelt and inspirational, and he does. He truly does. Like, we have been seeing Superman as this unkillable character and this like pretty much god and warlord. When we think of Superman and like those big league characters, these big league superheroes, we just like see them as above us. Like we just see them as different from us. We see them as overpowered beings that have nothing to do with humanity. We compare ourselves to them, we're like, he is on a whole different level than what we are. But really, that's not Superman. Superman is as human as we are. Superman represents the good in us. He represents what we could be. That S on Superman's chest, that doesn't represent Superman. It doesn't stand for Superman. No. That S stands for hope.
Do you know what the symbol stands for?
Means hope, right?
People all the time see Superman. I see it a lot in comics and shows and movies. Like when people see Superman doing a good deed or something like that, they always see, wow, thank you, Superman, for being here. This would not have been possible without you. When all the time it's so great that he does this. Superman always says, no, it actually is. You don't need me for any of this. We really don't. Superman like just demonstrated what a good person would do, like any good person would do. Like there's a great comic. I'll throw some pictures on the screen for you guys right here, in which a young boy was suffering from his abusive dad. His mom was getting like abused by him too. Superman had no idea up until one day. He decided he would paint a picture of Superman's logo, the symbol, the hope symbol, on his garage. Of course, his father came home. Tragedy ensued for that family until Superman one day saw it. He saw the symbol of hope on that kid's door, and he came bursting in and saved the kid. And he and after that, he brought the father to justice. While the family was there, Superman gave this kid his real phone number. He said he wanted him to call every single day and check up on him and talk to Superman just to make sure that he was okay. So Superman would know that nothing happened to him. And if not, there would be consequences for the perpetrator, the terrible, disgusting human being of a father. Saved the day. And what was said at the end of this comic was so beautiful. Everyone else said, "Thank you, Superman, for saving them. There would have been nothing we can do. There, none of this would have been possible without you." When he said no, it only took one person to stand up and say something. It only took one person one good person. It only would have taken one good person to do what he just did. All he did was do it himself. All he did was just step in. Anyone else could have done it. And that is truly inspiring. Okay, point number three. Now, this point is very, very important. Do not set up your universe so much to where that's the entire movie, okay? Only use minor setups for building out your universe in this movie, okay? Because Marvel's been doing this for the past couple of years, man, and that's really just been annoying to us fans. So, with that, I'm going to move on to talking about the one character that is the GOAT of DC, the Batman.
I'm vengeance.
It is such a treat when he shows up in like a Flash movie or a Justice League episode or a game, or he cameos in the Suicide Squad or something like that. We all love our solo Batman films. It'd be so cool for him to show up in a Superman movie, right? Well, don't get your hopes up because I actually don't think this will happen. As a matter of fact, I don't think he should and will show up in this movie at all.
Please, please don't say that.
And it's simple, guys. Listen, I love Batman as much as the next person. He's literally my top three favorite superheroes. He's right up there with Spider-Man. Batman is literally the GOAT of superheroes, in my opinion. I just don't think he fits into this story. James Gunn even was asked on Twitter if Batman would be showing up in Superman Legacy, and he said no, that he's not even in the script. And honestly, I think that's great because Batman being there While awesome and dope as it would be in the moment, I don't think he'd like make sense to be there like in the movie at all.
In the spirit of the holidays, I'm gonna give you a minute to think about what you're starting right now.
I can see him maybe showing up in a post-credit scene or something like that, but don't expect like Batman casting because they haven't even gone to work on the Batman Brave and the Bold movie yet. There's no script, there's no nothing. So I doubt by the time 2025 rolls around that we'll have a Batman cast. If we do, that's great, and he shows up, that's great, but I think one of the main reasons why we should not have Batman show up in this movie is because I think he'd take the spotlight away from Superman. Like, no matter how long he's in it, I think that'll always be like the takeaway from like a superhero movie is that Batman was in it when we should be focused on the message and Superman's character. So, like, I just don't think Batman will be a part of this movie, and I don't think he should be. Okay, but I do think the final, most important thing at the end of the day that will sell this movie for moviegoers is that first trailer, man. That first trailer needs to be knocked out of the ballpark, man. This trailer needs to get people excited, and I know just how. This movie should be positive. Like, I know I've been saying that, I know I've been sounding like a hippie this whole video, man, but it does, it just does. This trailer needs to have a really good like song because I do think that songs are really one of the most important parts of a trailer and for setting down the tone of what a movie is going to be. This trailer, I don't think it shows show off a lot. It should be one of those trailers where like it just shows up small parts of like the overall movie, but like have a monologue, like show Superman flying around, show him saving someone, and maybe show a couple of action scenes in there, but not don't give too much away. Show like a little bit of him using his like super speed or his laser eye vision or something like that. Heck, if you want to show off some of the other characters, that's cool too. Show off your Green Lantern CGI because I know that's going to be what DC is going to be doing for the Lantern show. And one of the most important parts of a trailer is, of course, the song. And for this movie, for it being positive, upbeat, and more of a fun-filled time, I definitely think this song that I've chosen for the Superman Legacy trailer should be included. I do think this is the song that should embody and represent Superman greatly, and it is David Bowie's Starman. Okay, I do think Starman by David Bowie is such a great song. One, because James Gunn likes to use a lot of underrated beats for his movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3 have great soundtracks in their movies. He loves to use a lot of like awesome songs in his trailers and movies. So I do think this falls under the James Gunn category of pretty good soundtrack music. But this is a song that I think kind of embodies and represents Superman greatly, and I'll play a little verse of it for you guys and explain it afterwards.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children use it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie.
To break it down for you guys, so for the first line is there's a starman waiting in the sky. Now Starman can represent Superman just gliding over Metropolis, which is how I think the trailer should start out. They should definitely start out with that. He told us not to blow it. So that can represent Superman like telling the other heroes not to blow their legacy of like not being reasonable, kind heroes into giving into like fear and using lethal force against the threat. That is what he means by blow it. That's what this song means by blow it. Don't blow your legacy just because the threat seems larger than life. Use it as a learning experience and try and overcome your fear. Don't blow it because he knows worthwhile in the long shot. That is what that means. Because he knows worthwhile, that could mean that Superman knows that if we do follow the route of kindness, that worthwhile, this will like improve you as a person and as a superhero. And the last lines, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. In the end, by after the superheroes have not blown it, that could be all of the people celebrating those superheroes for saving them and for not bringing doom upon them by instilling out war against the new threat that they're going to face. That is what I think that song empowers. And I hope that song is used, if not in the trailer, which I do think it should be in there, but I think this song should be incorporated in Legacy somehow. James Gunn, if you're somehow watching this, please include it. I wanted to thank you guys so much for sticking around for this, man. This video was a lot of fun to make. I did a lot of research going into this, and yeah, this was a pretty fun video to make. I want to thank you guys for sticking around and listening to me yap about Superman for a long time. Leave your guys' thoughts down on what you would like to see in Superman Legacy. Are you excited? Who do you want the villain to be? What do you think the plot could be? And yeah, thank you guys so much. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down below Legacy if you made it this far into the video. And yeah, it's been me, and I'm out.